I was there. I felt every microsecond between the sound of gunfire and the instinct to run. I watched others who had seen the horrific murder with their own eyes, running, calling, and crying. I watched classrooms be alerted to the emergency and pour into the hallways. I passed students ducking and covering in offices. I ran by students escaping with their friends, and I ran by students who were completely alone. Due to the tragic events that occurred that afternoon, we are all left wondering what should be done. There are already proposals to build statues, memorials, and even a petition to rename University Avenue after the late Charlie Kirk. Hear me when I plead, do not follow through with any of these proposals. The great school of UVU should not be defined by this horrible moment in history. The placement of these memorials would reopen the wound that we are trying to heal from and divide the student body in a way that would hinder the school indefinitely. There are much more constructive avenues that can be taken in the wake of the passing of Charlie Kirk. Defining Utah Valley University beside the busy roundabout would solidify this tragedy as a moment of political violence that occurred on our school's campus. There would be a physical blemish visible by every student that passes the memorial to Charlie Kirk. This event has put UVU into national news and is already going to be known as many as the school where Charlie Kirk was murdered. There is much more to UVU than this event. I've seen it. I've seen the innovations of students, the groundbreaking classes and programs spearheaded by the faculty and staff, and the hype around a new soccer stadium on our main campus. Our school should make every effort to be known by the triumphs and achievements of our amazing students and staff, rather than the tragedy that will live in infamy. This tragedy was burned into the minds of many of those amazing students. Not only did I witness the trauma being inscribed into our minds, but the devastating moment was also underscored by every student I knew reaching out to make sure others were okay. Every student. Even those who I had one random class project with were messaging each other, making sure we were all safe. If a memorial of Charlie Kirk is constructed, it has the real possibility of reopening the wounds that were torn open that afternoon. Students could see the man as he stood, in the place where they witnessed his end. This kind of tangible reminder would cause students to avoid the area and possibly the school altogether. The feelings that were experienced that day would be amplified, the psychological wounds re-injured. Furthermore, this monument would be a subject to a great deal of vandalism. These cowardly acts would increasingly make students feel unsafe on the campus they love. It would be a stain to any legacy one prescribes to Charlie Kirk and would continue to wedge division on campus. And that's the worst side effect of a memorial being placed in the courtyard of Utah Valley University. Charlie Kirk was a controversial man. While he was beloved by many students, there is also a great deal of students who detested him. There were other students who felt threatened by him. Constructing a memorial in the name of Charlie Kirk would run contradictory to UVU's mission statement, a place for you. I distinctly remember my first lecture in college highlighting this amazing aspect of our university. And that's when I knew that I had found the place where I wanted to pursue my career. If a memorial were to be built in Charlie Kirk's name, many students would fail to feel like Utah Valley University is a place for them. This feeling would not just affect those who are still healing from this horrible event, but also those who will choose to enroll at UVU for years to come. So what is to be done? I agree, the courtyard cannot be left as is. Pretending like nothing happened is an ineffective and hurtful way to heal. That's why I propose a compromise. Inside the courtyard, at the bottom of the amphitheater, there should be a plaque. Inscribed is a message that reaffirms UVU's values of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and a commitment to being a place for you. Without the mention of Charlie Kirk's divisive nature, a reminder of our commitment to patriotism and American values will inspire those who pass by. This plaque could even feature an American flag or reference the Constitution. This landmark could even be an art piece with contributions from students of all ideological backgrounds. There are many ways we as a university can heal together without excluding anybody who is traumatized by the horrific shooting. This dreadful time is an opportunity for the school to build unity, togetherness, and faith in the American dream. It is also an opportunity to show the nation that we are not a school of political violence, but a school of innovation, unity, and patriotism. A community of those from every walk of life working towards a better tomorrow. Whether you are faculty, staff, on the board, in student government, a lawmaker, or a student, thanks for all you do for our school.